Is reading of Sri Chaitanya Bhagawat. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Purijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakanitamsya Om Gyan Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Milidam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namam Vishnupadaya Acharya Singha Rupine Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyana Keshava Iti Namine Ati Marta Charitraya Swasitam Chapaline Jividukha Sadartaya Srinama Prema Daine Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namah Madhurujvala Pramadya Shri Upanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rup Anuga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dhvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhi Padam Mujayate Nama Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravir Vabhumistam Viddishta Sajjana Priya Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Sri Jagannatha Te Namah Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Du bist gekommen, ne?
Oh, hä?
Ah, okay.
Du Schaka ist...
Ja, verstehe. Ja. Ich hatte etwas anderes, mit dem ganzen Termin anderes gedacht. Na, sehr schön. Ja. Vishaka ist nicht gekommen.
Die kommt noch, die kocht die Suppe noch.
Ah ja, okay.
Die kocht die Suppe.
Upanugavarayate Gauravir Bhabhumistam Nirdishta Sajjana Priya Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Sri Jagannathayate Namah Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namah He Krishna Karunar Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jayatang Suratopanga Mamo Mandamater Gati Matsarvasya Padamboja Radha Madan Mohana Divyat Bindaran Kalpadruman Srimad Ratnagarau Singhasanastau Sri Sri Radha Srila Govinda Deva Prasthalivi Sevyamana Smarami Sriman Rasarasarambhi Vanshivata Tathastita Karshan Venukshanair Gopir Gopinatha Sriya Vrindāvai Tulasi Devbhavi Priya Vaikeshavasya Krishna Bhakti Prade Devi Sattvatai Namo Namah Panchatatmatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sadupakam Vrdavatanam Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let us offer our most humble obeisance. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Let us offer our most humble obeisances at the lotus feet of Srila Vyasadev's incarnation, Srila Vrindävana Das Thakur. Our most humble obeisance is at the Lord's feet to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu, and their eternal associates. Let us also offer our most humble respects to the scripture, Sri Chaitanya Bhagawat. May they all bless us that we are able to remember and take to heart His wonderful instructions and pastimes of the Lord. So we are reading from Madhya-khanda, chapter 2. Mahaprabhu starts Sankirtan at the house of Srivas Pandit. So we are beginning, right? The text 1. All glories to the moon-like Sri Gaurachandra, whose cooling rays benedict the entire universe. Kindly offer me your lotus feet as the eternal treasure of my heart. So, as is usual for the revered author, to begin with invocation, what is known as Mangalacharan, and usually end with a Falashruti, the chapter, which means a showering of benediction for those who have heard to the end the chapter and the pastime of the Lord. That's with every chapter it is like that. So here, in the beginning of the second chapter, we have Sri Vrindävana Thakur addressing Lord Gaurachandra, Sri Gaurachandra, the moon-like Gaurachandra. Why moon-like? Because for two reasons, the people in general are burning up with excessive heat, one created by simply material life, just like Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is singing, describing this material life as samsara davanal. Sansar, this material existence, is dava, forest, anal, fire. Davanal. So that burning sensation that one receives simply living in material life is creating so much discomfort, the excessive heat. And the other heat is being created by the presence of the debilitating and dangerous symptoms of Kali Yuga. So Mahaprabhu has come, especially in this Kali Yuga, to benedict the living entities in various and many ways. Simply by appearing in Kali Yuga like the moon with its cooling rays, will immediately make the fire of material existence and Kali Yuga become less, become almost too little or nothing. And therefore, begging for the Lord's lotus feet to be enthroned in the heart as the author's eternal treasure. All glories to Lord Gauranga and his devotees. Lord Gauranga is never without his devotees. Therefore, after having glorified Lord Chaitanya, this glorification is basically a bestowal of benediction on the living entities. In the first verse. And now, Lord Gauranga and his devotees, they're inseparable. If one hears the transcendental pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya, one surely attains the highest stage of love of Krishna. The Lord's pastimes, his attributes, his associates, his beauty, his character, his name, everything about Lord Chaitanya are of the same transcendental energy. And therefore, like the Lord himself, all of these, even independently and separately from each other, bestow the same kind of benediction, so that the living entity can attain the highest stage of love of Krishna. Otherwise, if only one of these would be able to benedict just the pastimes or his attributes, qualities, or his abode, Navadvip, his holy name, then we are putting limitation on that incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who personally appears and exhibits the limit of kindness, limit of munificence, and that no one else was able to exhibit to that extent. Advaita Acharya Prabhu heard the different comments from the Vaishnavas about the Lord's ecstatic trance, and he was extremely pleased. Overcome with joy, he spoke to the Vaishnavas, "My dear devotee brothers, I had a dream last night, which I wish to reveal to all of you. I took rest feeling very sad and dejected. I was fasting because I could not understand a text of the Bhagavad Gita. Sometime during the night in my dream, a person came to me and said, 'Wake up, Acharya, take your food immediately. I will reveal to you the real meaning of the Bhagavad Gita text. However, first you must rise and eat, and then worship me. Discard the melancholy in your heart, for your austerities and vows have finally reaped the full harvest.'" All your fasting, your worship, and your endless entreaties to the Lord, crying, "Krishna, Krishna," and the vow you made with lifted hands for the advent of the Lord will all come to fruition. The chanting of Lord Krishna's holy name will constantly reverberate in every country, in every town, and in every village. By your mercy, everyone will be able to experience here, in Navadvip, in Srivasa's house, devotional ecstasy that is rarely achieved even by Lord Brahma. Now, I will take your leave, but first you must eat. I will appear to you again in the future. What a dream. Now, Advaita Acharya Prabhu had a very extremely important role in making the Lord descend. He made the Lord descend.
Class not started. Huh? Class.
Huh?
Class is not started.
Class started in the middle. You coming in the middle?
Yeah.
Yes?
No.
Close the door. Srila Advaita Acharya Prabhu had a very, very important role. In fact, some are of the opinion that it is due to Advaitacharya Prabhu that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advented. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has declared this, that I have come due to calling out, loud calling out of Advaitacharya Prabhu. He had also made the promise, like here it is said, that by lifting up his arms, Advaita Acharya said that I shall bring down my sweet Lord from the spiritual sky. And if I fail to do so, then my name will no more be known as Advaita. Advaita means indivisible. Indivisible. So I shall make it happen. This was his vow and promise to all the Vaishnavas. So here, Advaita Acharya Prabhu is narrating a particular pastime, a dream, where the night before he went to sleep, he had read something from the Bhagavad Gita, but he could not understand the true deep meaning of this. He's saying that I was fasting because I could not understand the text of the Bhagavad Gita. So it is for us a very important, very, very important instruction that even as personality like Advaita Acharya had sometimes this problem of understanding Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is multi-dimensional. Multi-dimensional. And so, when we read the Bhagavad Gita, we understand it from our level of understanding and consciousness. But that doesn't mean that Bhagavad Gita does not probe deep into the profundity of actual existence and reality, the truth. Anyhow, after hearing this dream, he was told, but first you must eat, and I will appear to you again in the future. When I opened my eyes, I saw our Lord Vishwambhara, but within moments he vanished from my sight. I do not understand the mysterious ways of Lord Krishna, how he acts, and to whom he reveals what secrets. Vishwambhara's elder brother Vishwarup used to come to my house and discuss Bhagavad Gita. At that time, Vishwambhara was a most exquisite child who was most charming to behold. He would come to my house to call his brother. The little child Vishwambhara captivated my entire being with his extraordinary beauty. I would spontaneously bless him, saying may you develop pure devotion to the Lord. Vishwarup was the elder brother, and after almost 12 years later, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as his younger brother. Since Advaita Acharya was the foremost scholar of his time on Vedanta, many who were learning about the Vedanta philosophy would come to hear from Advaita Acharya. Vishwarup would also come daily. And when it got a little late for lunch, Sachi Mother would send Vishwambhar to call his elder brother to come home to take prasad. And at that time, Advaita Acharya saw this little boy, very young that time he was, 5 or 6 years old, like that. He was so beautiful, so wonderful to look at, that Advaita Acharya remained staring, unable to take his eyes away from this beautiful young lad. And therefore he's saying here, the little child Vishwambhar captivated my entire being with his extraordinary beauty. And I would spontaneously bless him, saying, may you develop your devotion to the Lord. Because at this stage, Lord Advaita Acharya could not understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead that he was praying and crying out to every night to make his appearance, that he had already appeared. He was not sure. And therefore, Advaita Acharya is saying, I would spontaneously bless him, saying, may you develop pure devotion to the Lord. The child hailed from an illustrious family of great scholars. His maternal grandfather was Nilambar Chakravarti. Lord Vishwambhar is a great scholar, so it is natural that he would become attached to Lord Krishna. It is extremely pleasing to hear all the wonderful activities of Vishwambhar. All of you kindly bless him, that he may develop the purest and highest devotional mood. May the Supreme Lord Krishna be merciful upon all, benedicting everyone to become thoroughly mad with the chanting of the Lord's holy name. If there's any truth to my words, then in the future everyone will come to the house of this great Brahman, Sri Vishwambhara. Advaita Acharya is making a prediction, a prophecy. Because Advaita Acharya was an extremely learned scholar. He knew all the symptoms. He could interpret all the different symptoms in nature and in people's mind. So therefore, he could understand that one day Vishwambar's house would become a place of pilgrimage. Advaita Acharya Prabhu roared jubilantly, and all of the devotees joined in with him. The Supreme Personality of Godhead descended in the form of his name, and everyone chanted Hari, Hari. In fact, the Lord made his holy name appear even before him. Even before he appeared, Lord Vishwambhar made his holy name appear before even he made his appearance in this material world. We know that during the lunar eclipse, people always chant the mantra and Hari name. Whenever Vishwambar met anyone on the street, he would always speak with great affection. When he went for his early morning bath to the Ganges, he would meet all of the Vaishnava devotees on the way. When he saw Srivas Thakur, he would offer his obeisances. Before the Lord's appearance, many of his eternal associates, by his own divine arrangement, were appearing before Lord Chaitanya appeared for the participation in the Lord's pastimes. So Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, then his own brother Vishwarup, and many others, Gangadas Pandit, his own parents, maternal uncle, they are all eternal associates of the Lord. So by his divine arrangement, they all appeared before him. Everything becomes auspicious. Being very pleased with his behavior, the devotees would bless him, saying, "May you develop unflinching devotion to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Always chant Lord Krishna's name and only hear Krishna's glories." Everything becomes auspicious and successful when one worships the Supreme Lord Krishna. Without devotional service to his lotus feet, physical beauty, learning, etc. are useless. Krishna is the Supreme Father and the life and soul of everyone. Simply try to develop undeviating love for the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So, this way, when Lord Chaitanya would meet any of these senior Vaishnavas, he was so humble and so respectful. Immediately, he would offer his respects and obeisances. And in return, seeing this very handsome, beautiful, exquisite personality with a bodily luster of 1,000 moons, they say, even more. What was speciality of the Lord's beauty, because every time both Vrindävana Thakur, the author of Caitanya-bhägavata, and Sri Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, the revered author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, with every occasion when it arose, when the possibility was there, would describe the Lord's beauty in different ways. Because the Lord's entire form, his Satchidananda form, possesses all the 64 qualities. And since one may think that the qualities are all internal qualities, so how is it possible for the qualities of the Lord, the attributes of the Lord, to become manifest? All the attributes and qualities of the Lord, all the excellences of the Lord, are always eternally present in his transcendental form. They're non-different. His qualities, unlike ours, is all internal. Our qualities as well as follies are not noticeable on the external appearance, because our physical form is a manifestation of tamaguna. But the Lord's transcendental form is a manifestation of divine attributes. The Lord Brahma is singing, Angani jasya sakalindriya vrittimanti. Angani jasya means this person, this body, has all the qualities of everything. Each and every atom, transcendental atom of his transcendental form is filled with all his 64 attributes. Every single atom of his body is fully pregnant, fully replenished with all the other excellences and attributes. So therefore, depending on the devotee's vision, some of the Lord's transcendental attributes become more prominent than others, while the others are always there, but they're in the background. In the background only. And by the Lord's desires, depending on the pastime and situation, certain of his attributes become more prominent, thus overshadowing the other qualities. But they are always there. So we have every time whenever the revered author feels inspired to speak of the Lord's beauty as observed through the eyes of his devotees, because every single devotee has the individual rasa. And it is therefore that in Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not require to come with any weapons. Unlike all the other incarnations. In all the incarnations, the weapons were always there with the Lord, and he used them. But in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, such was not the case. But when required, he would definitely have everything there under command. And it is because of the Lord's exquisite beauty that by completely captivating and enchanting the observer, kills all that is evil in the heart, kills the demons in the heart. Therefore, there was no need for the Lord to bring any of the weapons. So being very pleased, his behavior, the devotees would bless him. So it is not only his beauty, but his behavior, his demeanor, that we have read during his younger days, as a student, he was very mischievous, extremely mischievous, and would play a lot of pranks, transcendental pranks. And when he was caught, he simply smiled. Finished. That was finished. All the anger was gone. So his mother and father would wonder, what is this? A few minutes ago, this man was so angry because what he did was, while an elderly Brahmana was chanting Gayatri, standing in water in the Ganga, Nimai would come from behind and pull his legs. And almost drowning, thinking the elderly Brahmana would think it's some fish or crocodile or what is it? And then he would go and report. And then again, go and report to his father. So when this elderly Brahmin saw that the father was so angry, that immediately he took up a stick. So realizing that Jagannath Mishra, Mahaprabhu's father, Nimai Pandit's father, was about to beat him, he became alarmed. The Brahman, no, don't do that. You're such a sincere, serious, sober person. How can you beat a child? Like this, Nimai Pandit's simple smile will immediately evaporate all anger. And then they would bless him. May you develop unflinching devotion to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Always chant Lord Krishna's name and only hear Krishna's glories. Everything becomes auspicious and successful when one worships the Supreme Lord Krishna. Without devotional service to his lotus feet, physical beauty, learning, etc. are useless. Krishna is the Supreme Father and the life and soul of everyone. Simply try to develop undeviating love for the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. This is how all the residents of Navadvip, especially the Vaishnavas, the elderly Vaishnavas, would bless Lord Vishwambhar in this manner. Heartwarming words such as these would fill Vishwambhar with joy. Because only a Vaishnava can speak like this. Only a Vaishnava can speak in this manner. So, Lord Chaitanya's mission was to make everyone into a Vaishnava. That was his mission. So that they can develop Krishna Prem. That was his actual aim. So when Lord Vishwambhar heard such beautiful prayers and such beautiful blessings, wonderful blessings, benediction, he became very much joyful. Lifting his face, he would glance at everyone, showering his mercy. He would lift up his face and simply glance at everyone. The Lord's mercy is showered in many ways. With his smile, words, with his hands, with his lotus, through his lotus feet flowed his mercy and blessings. From the palm of his hands flowed blessings. With his smile, he was blessing. And with his glance, also, he would bless everyone simply by glancing on them. He would say, your blessings carry the weight of real truth. Who, other than you devotees, can bless me with the mercy to receive devotional attachment to the Lord's lotus feet? Elevated devotees like yourselves are capable of granting devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Lord Krishna is very pleased and showers his mercy upon those who serve his devotees. I consider that it is due to my great fortune that you are teaching me the process of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. I know that I can become attached to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna if I can serve pure devotees like yourself. Again and again we will hear this. Without the blessings of a pure devotee, Krishna is not at all attracted to that person. Therefore, the scriptures are saying the Lord's mercy follows the mercy of the pure devotee. Follows. Questions?
Yes, Gurudev.
Hare Krishna. Raise your hands if anyone wants. Just raise your hands, please. Hare Krishna. So, when Krishna so desires.
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Gurudev. Yes. Short one.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you said that Advaita
It was loud, otherwise they can't hear.
Yes, in the beginning, you read that Advaita Acharya couldn't understand the shloka, so he was fasting. But then he got that dream, and it was like the Lord insisted on him, you eat first. Why? Why was he fasting, and why?
It is generally when one does not understand particular principle, truth in the scriptures, then one fasts so that one can concentrate better.
Yes.
And that's why he was fasting. And because the Lord was going to give him the understanding and answer, he told him, you should not fast anymore because I will give you the answer. So you eat. So when Krishna so desires, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Srila Prabhupada blesses us, we shall get to hear Harikatha very soon, right now again. I thank all of you for your patient hearing. And I beg forgiveness for all the mistakes I have committed. Let us once again offer our most humble obeisances at the lotus feet of Srila Vrindävana Das Thakur, our most humble obeisances at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu, and all the eternal associates. Let us also offer our most humble respects to the scripture, Sri Chaitanya Bhagawata. Hare Krishna, and all glories to Sri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.